Get ready to free your mind and fear the mind killer because 2021 is bringing us new Matrix and Dune movies, and both look to reignite the flame of some long dormant franchises. It's been nearly 2 decades since The Matrix Revolutions, and Dune hasn't had a big screen adaptation since 1984, and Warner Brothers is banking on both to make lots and lots of money. But the question that drives us today is, which sci-fi epic will perform better? Hey, and welcome to Screen Rant. I'm Greg Elliott, and let's take a look at the top contenders of 2021's big sci-fi movie battle, The Matrix 4 and Dune.
The answer is up there, Neo. It's looking for you. And it will find you.
Now sure, there will be plenty of other sci-fi movies out before 2021 is over, but Dune and The Matrix 4 are definitely the highest profile ones of the bunch. The original Matrix is one of the biggest sci-fi action blockbusters in history, and while its sequels didn't quite live up, the idea of going back down the rabbit hole has huge appeal for a lot of fans. As for Dune, while there are people out there that like David Lynch's 1984 adaptation and/or the 2000 Sci-Fi Channel miniseries, most Dune fans agree that Frank Herbert's revered novel hasn't truly yet been done justice on screen. And with acclaimed director Denis Villeneuve at the helm and an A-list cast, many Dune fans are hoping it may finally get the proper cinematic treatment that it deserves.
He who controls the spice controls the universe.
Well, that might be the case on Arrakis, but here on Earth, it's more like who controls the most screens. And although Dune and The Matrix 4 are both WB films, they may end up getting very different releases. It turns out that Warner Brothers announcing that all of its 2021 films would drop simultaneously in theaters and on HBO Max didn't exactly sit well with Dune's production studio, Legendary Entertainment. But they still seem to be trying to work something out, especially now that Godzilla vs. Kong had pretty decent box office success, at least by pandemic-era standards, which could help Legendary convince WB that Dune could still perform well with a theatrical-only release, especially by the time the end of the year rolls around. But releases aside, which movie will be bigger or better?
Choice. The problem is choice.
Both Dune and The Matrix 4 have huge production budgets, and the scale and scope of their on-screen worlds is going to be literally huge, but as to which will be the bigger box office hit, well, our money's on Neo, if only due to the franchise's pre-existing history of financial success. Dune, as many fans as it has and as highly regarded as the source material is definitely a bit more of a niche property than something like The Matrix. And as critically acclaimed as most of Villeneuve's movies have been, not all of them have been what you'd call huge box office smashes. Despite being widely praised and bringing back Harrison Ford, his last big sci-fi movie, Blade Runner 2049, performed fine but well below expectations.
I must not fear. Fear is the mind killer.
But while The Matrix 4 may have an advantage in terms of potential hit appeal, there's still a pretty good chance that Dune might beat it, at least in the quality department. His box office record aside, Villeneuve is a very talented and highly sought-after director, and his take on one of the most celebrated novels in sci-fi history could end up being something really special and finally worthy of the name. Conversely, the plot of Matrix 4 is still a mystery, and The Matrix Revolutions did leave a bad taste in a lot of fans' mouths, so while we certainly hope that The Matrix 4 rights the ship, we could also get another disappointing sequel. Now, of course, our wish is that both Dune and The Matrix 4 totally knock our socks off, but if wishes were fishes, we'd all cast nets, right? So to stay up to speed on everything going on, keep up with Screen Rant as we go down the rabbit hole, or wormhole, if you will. I'm Greg Elliott, thank you for watching, and we will see you next time.